Democrats have repeatedly defended the president's age and cognitive ability. Watch this.
Yes.
Are you worried that President Biden's age may be catching up to him?
No. President Biden is strong. He exercises. He rides his bike. He's sharp mentally. And the number one thing, he has a great team around him and great Democrats across the country to help him out and hold him down. So, no, not worried at all.
Are you worried that President Biden's health may his age may be finally catching up to him?
No.
Do you think that President Biden's age has finally caught up to him at all?
Absolutely not. I think the president is great. I'm proud to be supporting him, and I don't even know why you asked that question.
Do you think he has the stamina to finish a second term if he were?
Yes, I do, and please don't bother me with such frivolity.
That's a good one. Frivolity? After that report we saw yesterday? Good Lord. Tomi Lahren with us this morning. The Democrats' problem is how to get Biden out, right?
It might be, but I'll tell you what I think. They mentioned he has a great team around him. I don't think so. I think his team is fed up, and I think that they're not going to keep Biden in the basement anymore. You saw it last night. They could have had him do a statement without reporters. That would have been much safer of an approach. But I think he wanted to go out there because his ego is so large. He wanted to prove everybody wrong. So they said, all right, Mr. President, you go out and do it. They knew he would say something wrong. They knew that he would gaffe. And guess what? He did. His ego, as Charles and I were talking about in the green room, his ego also catapulted him to run back when he could have left because he wanted to answer another question. He shouldn't have done that. But I think this great team around him is going to feed him to the wolves. And I think that's how the Democrats are going to get rid of Joe. They're going to say, all right, we'll give you enough rope, and you go ahead and see how that works out for you, Mr. President.
What's the mechanism by which you remove the president from the election? How do you do that? It has to be at the convention, doesn't it?
Right. I think it's going to come down to the convention, but I think that they're going to show the American public, which they've been shielding us, they're no longer able to shield us. This president cannot think, he cannot act.
Do you think they're going to put him out there in public on the campaign trail, daily, weekly, all the way through till November the 5th or to the convention, deliberately to see him mess up?
I think we're going to see it more often than we would have in the past, because I think that they need to convince this man it's time to step away, and they're going to really leave it up to him to do that to himself. And I also want to know, this great team around him, I would like to know who's running our country. I don't think it's Joe. I didn't vote for one of his staffers. I didn't vote for Joe either, but nobody voted for his staffers. So I'd like to know who's running our country in the interim.
It's Barack. But that's just
probably a good guess.
Yeah. The White House is defending the president after he mixed up world leaders with dead people. Watch this, please. Roll it.
Look, many people, elected officials, many people, they can misspeak sometimes, right? It happens to all of us, and it is common.
All right. Now, he made another gaffe last night. He confused the presidents of Mexico and Egypt.
So
that was not much of a defense, was it?
No, that'd be the third time this week that he has done that. He's done that in the past, calling on a congresswoman who died in a car accident the month prior. This is nothing new. We all misspeak. We all say things that maybe we didn't mean to say. We confuse things. But when it becomes a pattern, that's when you have to worry. And I feel badly for Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre. She's got one of the hardest jobs in the country because every day she has to get out there and defend that. It can't be easy for her. But her non-explanation of, this is just business as usual, everybody does it, not 3 or 4 times in a week. Be prepared to see it more often, though, because like I said, I think they're setting him up to fail, and we're going to watch the cookie crumble.
And then we will have President Kamala Harris.
Or candidate Gavin Newsom, which is what I have long held is going to be the case. That's why he is the happy foot soldier for Biden, because when Biden decides it's time to go, Gavin will just weasel his way right on in there.
Politics is fun, isn't it? At this point.
It would be fun if it wasn't such a national security risk.
That's very true. Very true. Right. What you got?
Gavin Newsom, I agree. He just sent state attorneys into Oakland to help them prosecute crime because he needs to clean up all of California to win.
All right. Thanks, everybody.